Good morning, my peoples. Roland Smith here with Mountain Bushcrafters Alliance. Want to talk to you a little bit about fire making in its simplest form. I'm not going to go into elaborate details of ways to make fire. Just going to hit the high spots and maybe talk a little bit about things that you could carry in a fire kit in your boat, your kayak, your survival kit that might make things a little easier on you if you should happen to run into a situation to stay overnight. So stick around. I'll try to make this video as plain and simple as I possibly can, because plain and simple is easily understood. Let me first of all start by saying I'm no expert survivalist. I'm no professional survivalist by any stretch of the imagination. Don't even know if I'm a survivalist. I like to think that I am to some degree, but I've never been put in a situation to find out. You see what I'm saying? And the truth of it is, there never has been, nor will there ever be, a professional or expert survivalist to exist. Think about it just for a minute. There never has been, nor will there ever be, a professional survivalist to exist. A reputable myth. A unicorn. The Tooth Fairy. Santa Claus. Now, I'm not throwing rocks at anyone or downplaying anyone's reputation or their credentials. But you could hold all the knowledge you could possibly obtain in your mind. You could have the reputation of being a great survivalist. Degrees, plaques, and certificates. But those things alone doesn't make you a survivalist. What makes you a survivalist is just a little bit of knowledge you obtain on how to survive, coupled with the drive and the will to survive that's in you. That makes you a survivalist. Okay? You cannot give that will and that drive, that desire to survive. You can't give that plaques, degrees, and a reputation. Somebody down the road, some common somebody, maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your husband, maybe it's your mom or dad, your brother or sister, your children, that has a greater will and desire to survive in a survival situation, that has a greater will than those that hold all the plaques and all the knowledge they can obtain and be successful. Without that will, I don't care what you have in your mind, without the will to survive, you become a statistic in a survival situation. You become a recovery and not a rescue in a survival situation if you lack the will to survive. Now, I'm not going to go completely into detail with everything that I've got, because I've got totes of stuff to help me procure fire. I can say, if we were hiking, camping, fishing, hunting, trapping, and we come up for a cup of coffee and a little lunch, and we're ready to eat, I'll get you a fire. Ain't no sense in lying about that. Ain't no sense in pretending I'm going to jerk out the flint and steel. We'll touch on that in a minute. But if at all possible, we're going to eat and have coffee. I keep 2 or 3 of these on me. And that leads me up to not relying on one source to obtain fire. 2 or 3 at best. 4 or 5 if you can. But have different ways to procure fire. starting fire. Whether it's a bow drill, flint and steel, ferrocerium rod, magnesium rod, lighter, hand drill. Practice, 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 practice. 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 Don't wait until you get out there in the field and say, well, I'm going to do a bow drill for her. Practice. If that's what you like to do. I love to do it. Flint and steel, practice. But if we're going hunting, camping, fishing, hiking, or whatever the case may be, you can guarantee your old buddy here is going to pull out a Bic lighter, and I'm going to strike up the fire, and we're going to eat and have coffee. Okay? Now, when I said the word rely, I want to add this. Do not rely on anyone's opinion when it comes to survival. They said this would work. If that's the only choice you got, try it. But don't depend or rely on anyone's opinions of word and what they think on your survival. First and foremost, if you can be mobile, you get yourself out of a situation. First of all, don't put yourself in a situation. But if you are in a situation and you're mobile, get out of that situation. Okay? I want to clear something up right real quick. I've seen this quite a bit amongst our young folk. This is not flint and steel. This is not steel. Well, it's kind of a steel. But this is ferrocerium. Man-made material. Man-made material. Ferrocerium. Ferro rod. This, along with a little bit of wool, you can have fire. Weighs nothing. That, along with the lighter, 2 ways. 2 ways. That, along with magnesium bar, 3 ways. 2 ways. In my kayak, in my pack, when I'm camping, when I'm trapping in my trap basket, I have 3 or 4 ways to procure fire. A little bit of jute twine, tie it on your pack, ruffle it up, make a bird's nest, tinder bundle, bird's nest. Take your little char cloth. This is flint and steel, children. Flint and steel. Along with charred cloth. Now, I make this stuff. If any of you bushcrafters out there know what I'm talking about, I make this stuff. This is good stuff. And I'm not going to say it's going to take a spark today, but we're going to give it a whirl. What's happening is you're shearing shards of metal. Into the charred cloth. To create fire. Burn the old beard down if I ain't careful. Anyway, this is flint and steel. And this is not. Where's my other one at? I stuck it somewhere. Anyway, this is not. This is ferrocerium. Ferrocerium rod. Let it die out. Fire. Let me show you a little something here. A little bit of wool. I'll do it here and move it over. A little bit of wool. fine wool. Let me get me a Old Faithful. You don't have to go hog wild with the strikes. There it is. See it running? See it running? First serum and wool. First serum and dryer lint. Clean your dryer lint out. Put you some dryer lint in a sandwich bag. Had a friend make this for me in Austria. As you can see, I've never used it. Probably never will. It's been a bad situation. But it's first serum rod attached to fat wood. Fat wood is just wood soaked with resin. It's natural. You can get it man-made, but it ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth nothing. But it burns, which I've caught some of this on fire. But it burns phenomenal. It burns with a first serum rod. You can start a fire with a first serum rod. You can take a battery. I don't know if these batteries are any good or not. See that? See that? Watch this. Watch this. Battery and wool. Battery and wool. No more, no less. Put that in a tinder bundle. See? Fire. That's just a few ways to start a fire. Not trying to show off, not trying to... Just some information. This is a combustion chamber, which I have just about ruined. Let me show you how this works. I've let my seal, rubber seal right there, I don't know if the camera's going to get a focus on it or not, but I've let my seal right there dry rot. You put a piece of char cloth in here, put it down in here, hit it, and the combustion will light the char cloth just as the flint and steel did. Several ways to make fire, but as for me, we're camping, we're fishing, we're hunting, we're hiking, we're kayaking, whatever we're doing, and we're eating fish and drinking coffee. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, but he done a flint and steel. Oh, buddy, he done a combustion fire. I use this first serum rod. If I can get hold of my Bic, I'm going to light the fire up. We're going to eat and have coffee. That's what it is. This is flint and steel. This is flint and steel. That is flint and steel. All you're doing is you're shearing off metal shards, and they're burning super hot. To catch into the char cloth, which, like I said, is another aspect all its own. You got to have char cloth or charred wood. You can use punk wood, charred punk wood. Done it before. Hand sanitizer. Light it with a lighter. Throw you some tinder bundle on it, and you have a fire. Jute twine. Keep jute twine on you. Whatever you want to carry, however you want to do it. As for me, I'll be using the Bic. I like to practice on my stuff. Keep brushed up. Let's see what we got in the fire bag. NBA fat wood. But I keep a little pack right here, along with my first serum rods. Little fire kit. Keep it handy. Keep one in your car. Keep one in your pack. Keep one in your kayak. Keep one on your boat. All you need for fire is an ignition source, fuel, and oxygen. All you need to survive is food, water, and shelter. But I hope this has helped you something. It's Roland Smith, Mountain Bushcrafters Alliance. As always, go farther, stay longer. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you for supporting me. We're almost at 500. I'm excited about that because I sure didn't think I was going to get that far. Ain't got a long ways to go. But I'll catch you out in the field. Go farther, stay longer. Roland Smith, Mountain Bushcrafters Alliance.